Welcome to the Chiba Port Arena and the 2025 Kodokan Cup Women's Finals. The final of the under 48 kilos category, Mori in white and Harada in blue. Straight away, looking for the Kumakata. Pecking away, they'll have to go in, and she does there. Osodagari there from Harada. She opens up the account, and that was off the grip, wasn't it? Didn't have a full grip on, but she was gripping as she was coming in. Two right-handers. That front leg. Tomonagi! Yoko Tomonagi, right the way underneath, every time. Moving her opponent there, and it's up to Mori now to come back. Mori gets a Shido. Oh, nice! Satoshi, right the way through the legs. So now, starting to go to work. Can't afford too many of those no-handed techniques. Got to grip up. Really important that the Kazushi and the Tsuruti hand remain on. So many penalties now just for dropping. That's how important the Kumakata is. Look at this. And she goes again here. Harada gets the grip over the back. So both of these really open with the attacking, and it means that one of them is going to score. Making the readjustments all the time with the technique, and that's what a lot of the big champions do. They make one technique, it doesn't quite work, then it's readjustment. Now we see the transition. Looking for the Koshi Jimmy. Seanagi on the left this time. So as long as she moves her, then valid attack. Doesn't want to get another penalty, that's for sure. Nearly Osoto to Osodagari there. And it's always the danger when it's right to right, left to left. That front leg, Osodagari, it's the obvious target, but also the most dangerous one sometimes. Has the sleeves here, Harada. So needs to take advantage. Once you get the sleeve, can't just push it down. Osodagari, Kosodagari! Good combination. The winner of each division will qualify for the Grand Slam in Tokyo in December. Good posture, Harada. Always upright. But this is an open match. Osodagari, Kosodagari! Great combination that was. And she threatened it a couple of times. Look how she goes round the front leg there. It was always the danger. Then she follows up with Kosodagari. And that was well controlled all the way to the mat. Harada wins in the under 48 kilos category. The final of the under 52 kilos category, Fukunaga in white, Tsubone in blue. Well, straight away on the move there, Fukunaga. And strong onto the sleeve straight away. Of course, the edge, not so important now, in as that you don't always get that big reaction on the edge there. They can come back in as long as it's continuous. Uchimata! And that was off the sleeves. Nice to see them attacking from different Kumakata. Now it's up to Tsubone to put an attack in, take the initiative. Has the sleeve. Now the Ashiwaza! Nice to see that. Ashiwaza. See so many Ashiwazas at the moment, and I think that that's a good thing because it sets up the attack. It also sets up the transition as well. Looking for that front leg, Subone. Chigari. Now Fukunaga, she's got to fire back. Good body position here, good defense with the hips. Posture, so important. In defense and attack. Subone, good onto that sleeve. She keeps getting the sleeve, dominating the sleeve. But then when you're dominating the kumakata, you've got to go in. Uchimata. So Fukunaga, we know she's got an uchimata. Now she has the sleeve. She's looking for the right position and the right way in for the uchimata. And of course, Subone just keeps pushing forwards all the time. She's a lefty, and that makes it more difficult with that hip going forwards. So just a little visit to the doctor, a little bit of blood. So now, ready to go again. Flurry of kumakata. Who's going to go in? That front leg's, she's looking for the sumage. Is she there? Kochigari this time from Fukunaga. So far, both able to defend. 1 minute to go in the first 4 minutes. Is it going to go into golden score? Well, they've been fighting hard for the kumakata. No real big attacks that look like scoring. Oh, Sasai. Sasai Surikomiyashi there. Just managed to turn on it. And no finish at the end. So both fighters pretty even at this stage here. 34 seconds to go. Is she going to go for the outside leg? Big Ogoshi there with Subone. And now, trying to pull the head down there, Fukunaga. It's not enough. You've got to go in. Got to attack. Tomonagi in the end by Subone. 9 seconds left. First 4 minutes. Well, this is a tough one. This final, pretty even. How difficult is it sometimes just tucking that jacket in? Forearms are blown. But they want to get on with it. 9 seconds left then. So often we see scores on the hajime. As soon as they come back in, it is golden score. And now, of course, one mistake, one score. Any score, Yuko on there will finish it, either by Osai Kamiwaza or with a throw. And of course, strangle or arm locks for a submission as well. Strong on the grip again. Will have to go in. Can't just push it down. Look at that. She's still pushing back into the middle there. Fighting so hard for the grips there and there. Very close there with the Taniotoshi. And she nearly counters her backwards there. Subone then almost tipping up. One mistake, remember, or 3 Shidos. Not one Shido on the board. That tells you a lot. Both attacking at the right time. Ochigari, Subone. Look at the head there. Bent almost double, these two. So the first penalty is going to go up to Fukunaga. Shido on the board. Now onto the sleeve. Trying to snap it off, trying to find the way in for the Uchimata. Neither one can find the right line for the attack. One looking for Uchimata, the other one looking for the Osotogari. I think it'll be the change of direction, the change of flank that will eventually score. Uchimata! Wasn't far off. And that was a great attack there, just on the grip. As soon as she had the grip she wanted, didn't quite have it under control. And of course, she needs the support leg absolutely central. Action reaction when they push that sleeve down, wants it to come back up. That might give her the line for attack. Looking for the Uchimata again, Fukunaga. Kouchigari, and that's it. Yuko scored in golden score. Saboni steals it, and that was a good change of direction, and I thought it might be a change of direction that did it. And that Kazushi on the hands there said, well, I'm going to come in for a forward technique. Quick change of direction for the Kouchigari, and she scores a Yuko. The winner then, in the under 52 kilos, Sabone in blue. The final of the under 57 kilograms, Omori in white, Shirakani in blue. These two have been on the world circuit, and they will want to get that place in the Tokyo Grand Slam. Straight away, trying to control the sleeves. And now, we haven't seen any Newaza so far, and so it'll be interesting to see about the transition, because, of course, renowned for their transition, but, of course, everybody knows what's going to happen. So good defense to the Newaza. A lot of drop techniques now. Is it going to happen? So as you can see there, Shirakani doesn't want to know down there unless she's leading the way. It's a strong fight for gripping and dominance of the grip before they come in, and so far not having enough space to really rotate underneath the opponent. It's creating that space. And again, just stopped. Still no Shidos, no penalties. And I think Shirakani now will have to start to initiate. Look at the sleeves being pushed down here. And if they both push down, they'll both receive Shidos, because it's just double defense without anything major on the end of it. No major technique. I think that'll probably be the main way in, is just one hand on and then disappear underneath. Now, still no Newaza, and both a little bit cautious down there. They don't really want to know. So there's a Shido for Shirakani, and I think, well, both deserve probably a Shido there, because neither one have really attacked properly. Look how Shirakani is backing Omori up to the edge, trying to get a reaction, trying to get a penalty, I think, trying to even it all up, but it's not going to happen. That's not the way to do it. And I think the referees have been instructed not to give negativity gravitas, and so she'll have to do something in the middle there. I like the way the edge play is playing out at the moment. Mostly it's really positive. And look at that Kumakata there. She can't break the grips off. and just holding it down. And the arm was almost out straight there. Well, it was out straight, and almost a Konsetsu waza going on the arm. So grip and attack, I think, is the best way for these two. As soon as they have a sleeve, they need to be coming in and then grip up with the other hand. So this is going to be Shido, Shido, is it? And that means then that Shirokane is 2 Shidos on the board. And so now, under pressure, 1 minute to go. Omori has the sleeve. A bit of a tactical match between these two. And look at that, just knowing that they've got to attack. Knowing they've got to put an attack in, which is always dangerous because Shirokane is 2 Shidos down. Which means then that she's got to keep attacking. And neither one of them is following down to ground either. We see transition to newaza so often. Look at this, another wasted situation there. No follow through. Think that they're just cautious of each other in newaza. They don't want to mix it down there just in case. So a tactical final, 22 seconds left. And again, into the newaza position. Nothing as far as the transition is concerned. And I must admit that I'm a little bit surprised. Lots of opportunity. Most newaza people, if they're specialists, they don't like to be attacked themselves. It's a good situation to really have a go. It's gone into golden score then. And now, one more Shido for Shirokane and it will be all over. So can Omori put the attacks in? Stay positive. There's an attack there from Shirokane. Has the sleeve now, Omori. And that's the best attack we've seen so far. Hips went right the way across. Kazushi, well, that wasn't quite what was needed there with the Tsuruti hand as well. So sleeve and lapel got to be working together. Which one is going to switch it up? They've gone the same way all the time. Now then, Shirokane had to defend that one there. Omori switched it to the left momentarily. They obviously know each other, these two, and they are cautious of each other. Well, the referee could have probably let that come back in. And I think that's the advantage of the new ruling on the edge now. Flurry of attacks, you can let it come back in as long as it's all progressive. And look at that again, didn't want to know in newaza. Already a minute into golden score. And this time Shirokane having to defend, and Omori doesn't want to go down there. And we see it so often, don't we, with the women's team, Japanese women's team. So good with the lapel turnover and the osakomi waza that follows. But these two certainly don't want to know. Well, I don't know what the coaches are shouting to them, but for me, it would be change of direction, not just on that sleeve. Look at the sleeves going down again. It's not good for both of them because Shirokane certainly does not want to be passive now. And again, just pushing forwards with no attack at the end of it. If they both get a Shido now, it will be all over. Shirokane will lose it. So Omori won't mind. We'll go one each, she says. And left-handed attack again. almost catches her coming up there. See a lot of scores at the moment with transitioning from knees upwards. So who's it going to be? So often we've seen it. That wasn't far off, was it there? Shirokane almost countered her. Almost waiting for a mistake, isn't she, Shirokane? And that was a Seoinage attempt there by Omori. Well, these two grinding it out here, hoping for a mistake. As I said, Omori won't mind if it goes Shido. She'll win the title on default. Look at that, pushing out again there, Shirokane. The edge play is not the same now because it's just mate back to the middle. Has to be on purpose with the opponent walking out, drifting out for a Shido to be put on the board. And now again, it's Omori just coming in for that left Tayatoshi. 3 minutes into golden score. Who's going to change it up? And again, pushing forwards there, Shirokane. Well, cross grip's okay, but it needs to be with something at the end of it. So any kind of different kumakata, good if you've set it up, if you attack off it. Wow, look at that. Tried that reverse Kataguruma there. That head went underneath the armpit there. I'm sure that's what she was thinking there, which is an unusual technique. Don't very often see the Japanese doing that kind of technique. So now, certainly, for me, Omori starting to open up a little bit here. Shirokane on the defensive. And look at that. Yes, she's taken her back. She gets the Yuko. And again, as I said before, the score coming when the opponent was coming up out of Newaza. And that's what they're going to have a look at now. And I think they'll just have a look to see if it was from Newaza. But you've got to remember that it needs to ground to be Newaza. So what are they going to decide? Is it going to be a score or not? No, it's not a score. But yes, it's all over because that means a third Shido for Shirokane. And Omori has stolen the match. And she is the champion at 57 kilos. The final of the under 63 kilos category, Yamaguchi in white, Aono in blue. Aono left-handed. Straight away comes out. You can see the opposite stance here. One right, one left. Makes it difficult for the sleeves sometimes, but these two are both on the sleeves. And straight away, it looks like an open contest. Both trying to find the way through. And it will be the line that they're trying to find here. And they'll have to be careful of the Sakeshi. If one of them goes for the Uchimata, and they both look as if they want that line up through the middle. Aono trying to attack that front leg, just trying to get it to go backwards, and you can see one of them is going to take the chance. Both on the sleeve. So it's a good situation here, and it's set up for the big technique. Aono with Ojigari. Good feet there from Yamaguchi. Still haven't seen the transition into Newaza. And straight away there, cross grip for Yamaguchi. And then she can pull her opponent close and catch that sleeve. Now she has the sleeve. They both have the sleeve. And again, looking for that Uchimata there. Yamaguchi is threatening for the Uchimata. And again, just trying to attack that front leg. And again, it's a situation that if they can switch it to the other flank, then they might have, well, more success. Tayatoshi this time, trying to go across the legs. Will have to go around the hips. Look how the head goes there. Just comes back there, trying to get that little bit of action reaction. And just trying to create that little bit of space. Still no score for either of them. And yes, they're going to get a penalty each, I think. So this is where they've got to become more proactive. Take the chance. Inside grip there for Yamaguchi. But needs the sleeve. Now she has it. And now Aono looking for the Uchimata, looking for the way in. Just drifting off a little bit, off the edge. Just for the safety of the attack, which sometimes happens. You just feel that somebody's going to counter like that. And that's exactly what she was worried about there, Aono. Yamaguchi follows through into Yoko Shihogatami here. Readjustment of hips. And I think it's all over. So it was a Sakeshi movement that led into it there. And she had good tewaza, good hands. And she never left contact. Look at the clock going there. 20 seconds has gone then. And Yamaguchi has won the gold medal in the under 63 kilos category. Good transition then. Good tewaza to start off. Gets the Yuko. Never lets go. Follows it down into the Yoko Shihogatami. And manages to hold for the Ippon. The final of the under 70 kilos category. Saijo in white. Ike in blue. Again, strong fight for grips. Left against right. Ike trying to get the inside grip. And as soon as she does that, then Saijo is dropping underneath for the Seoinage. So left against right again, trying to get the sleeve, gain control of the sleeve, find the right line of attack. Ike trying to get that Uchimata line. The inside grip preferable, I think, for Ike. And then Saijo, she also wants the inside grip. Ochigari trying to get inside. She's going to attack the outside as well. The Ashiwaza. So both fighters, well, just drifting out the area. They'll have to stay inside and then they'll have to do a full out attack in order to get a score. Again, drifting out of the area. Pressure to get that action reaction there from Ike. Are they going to go for it? I think that once they commit, they've got to be careful of the Sakeshi, the Uchimata Sakeshi. Oh, change direction this time from Saijo. Well, just did an attack, I'm sure she did. But anyway, gets Shido as well there. Saijo and Ike both get Shido. You normally look for the Kumakata on the turn when you do any kind of drop, seoinage, seotoshi movement. Kumakata has to stay on. And it's up to Ike now to do something. She has to take the initiative. That was a poor attack. And again, being forced to drop onto her knees, not getting any kind of rotation, gets away with it this time. And I think Ike stopped it dead. So just because they're standing right-handed or left-handed doesn't mean that's the way that they're just going to go. They might opt for the opposite flank. Now looking to go to the left here, Ike. 1 minute to go. First 4 minutes. Well, that didn't have any hands either. So this time on the right. So Saijo has a right-handed seoinage and a left-handed seoinage. So she's going to get Shido for passivity. I thought it was for the drop, but she gets it for the passivity. So more attacking, but saying that, Ike hasn't attacked either. I don't think we've seen her do one really full-out attack. Now, trying to get that action-reaction again. Drop seoinage. Still had hands on. Gets away with it. So lack of commitment from both of these for the attacks. And the attacks are not strong enough. One more penalty up for Saijo, and it's going to be all over. Just into the last 10 seconds then. She realises she's got to do something. Well, the Uchimata is what she's looking for. And Ike, well, she hasn't attacked. She hasn't done a full-out attack, and again gets away with it. So I think through posturing and just looking superior with the Kumakata, Ike has managed to avoid a second penalty. So into golden score, and now one more penalty for Saijo. Bit of a lackluster final in this under 70 kilos category. Remember that the winner of this will be competing in the Tokyo Grand Slam. She's in, and she was ready to go there, and the Uchimata was imminent. Just collapses under it though, and it seems to me that Ike is just waiting for that mistake. I think the referee wants something a bit more substantial here, wants something at the end of it. It's at this stage, well, that both could get Shido, and if that happens, of course, Ike will win by default. One more Shido each, and it's going to happen, is it? Nope, Ike gets it. So Ike gets the Shido. It's 2 Shidos each, and everything to fight for here. Certainly the referee and the supervisors want something a bit more substantial, not just on penalties. They want more action. Can they get it? Looking for the inside grip there, Ike. Saijo looking for the Uchimata. It will have to be a strong one. Those attacks are not valid attacks. They're going to have to do more than that. It's got to be a full rotation through. Got to be control with the hands. So I think 1 or 2 really strong attacks from one of them will get the deciding decision here. And And she's a bit cautious doing that Uchimata there because I think she knows that she's going to get countered, Saijo. But saying that, she just collapsed. The third Shido looks imminent. Just one or two good attacks. Now trying for the Uchimata. Cianagi wasn't good enough. That'll be it, I think. She might get a Yuko for that. She's following it down into Newaza, and I think they might have a little look to see if that was a score. She'll want to know whether the leg came into the equation. It might have done, or whether there was drive from Ike in order to drive Saijo onto her side. So that's what they're going to decide in a second. She would have needed 5 seconds for the hold down, wasn't enough. And the judges, the supervisors say no. So they carry on, these two. They still need a score. And Ike still has to make that commitment in, because it's Saijo at the moment that is taking the chances. Ike waiting for that mistake. But we've seen it, haven't we, so often. Now then, what's going to happen here? She collapsed. That for me should be it. She just literally went to ground there to avoid something, and now it's Saijo on top. She's entangled the arm, trying for the turnover. Is she going to go again? She'll go again. And there it is. And she's going to go again. Good groundwork here from Saijo. Can she control it at the top end? She'll only need 5 seconds for the Osai Komi. That leg normally comes out quite easily. And she's got the Osai Komi here. Just needs to hold it for 5 seconds. Has she done it? 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And she gets the Yuko. And that is going to be enough to win Saijo the 70 kilos title. And it was a bit of groundwork in the end. Poor attack from Ike. Saijo was on her. Now then, 4 seconds. I think they had a look and they said, no, that was only 4 seconds. So it wasn't enough. And so away they go again. Wow. So coming up to 4 minutes. They've almost done 2 whole contests back to back here. And that bit of Newaza, well, at least it showed a good transition and that she can do it. Now looking for the Ashiwaza. Oh, she's gone over, and Ike has turned it on her. And Saijo, from 1 second away from winning the title, she's gone over here. Ike changed the direction, and Ochigari scored to win her the title. In the under 78 kilos category, Umeki in white, Tanaka in blue. We've seen a lot of opposite stances in these finals. Left against right, right against left. And it causes its problems. Normally the sleeve. Ochigari there from Tanaka. And tries it again, trying to find that line in for the Uchimata. Umeki pushes forwards. Everybody pushing hard on the edge. And all they need to do is circle back in. Now Umeki with the left arm over. This is what she likes. Looking for the Uchimata. So Umeki will have to be a little bit cautious with the Uchimata, full commitment, and Tanaka will take advantage of it. Trying to do it on the spin there, Tanaka, trying to push back. So Umeki definitely the most powerful of the two. Uchimata, Tanaka. Now, Newaza. Looking for the belt. Can she get the leverage over? Looking for the Sangaku Jimmy. uchimata. And every time she does that uchimata there, she goes to ground, which means that Umeki has a chance to follow it down. Has she got the arm? Has she got the belt? Everybody going for the belt grip at the moment. So still, they need really strong attack. Again, it's all happening on the edge. Umeki, very experienced, trying to find the form of old, and that's why she's here. Now then, oh, Yokoguruma, and it was outside the area. Both feet started outside. So the referee already shouted mate. Bit unfortunate that. If it had started just inside, it would have counted. Either one of them can start it inside. It can change halfway outside the area, as long as it starts inside. And they're there again. So these two just drifting out towards the edge. And I think that Tanaka feels a little bit safer on that edge. If the attack doesn't work, then it can be mate back to the middle. Tanaka having that leg attacked all the time by Umeki. And now Umeki goes for the shimiwaza. No, she's going to go for the Sangaku Jimmy. Wants to know down there. And certainly Tanaka doesn't. 1 minute 29. So it's Umeki that gets a Shido for not attacking. Looks like she's the one dominating, coming forwards all the time, but needs an attack in. Tanaka with another Uchimata attack. And Umeki likes the inside grip. As soon as she has that, Tanaka does an attack. Well, I often say that they feel the danger out there, and I think that's what's happening here. Tanaka feels the danger from Umeki, and Umeki just can't quite get the line for the Uchimata. Last minute then, and the former world champion just finding it difficult with the coordination. Good stance, of course, as always, still strong, but just the sharpness of the attacks. Uchimata is not probably the best thing, so she needs to come to the outside of the leg, I would have thought. And again, they go out. Tanaka and Umeki really bad on the edge. So they need to stay in the middle if they're going to have any chance of throwing. And again, dominating, left arm over. Is there a big attack on the end of it? Kosodagari. And there's the Tayatoshi. And is that a score? I think she rotated completely onto her front there. Sometimes it's difficult to tell. The bottom part of that Yuko is the difficult part. Where it begins, top end is not so bad because 90 degrees towards the front is a Yuko, but certainly it's no score. And again, Umeki pushing forwards. Again, they're on the edge here, and again, that Uchimata collapses. 20 seconds left. Well, I think she could probably let that Uchimata in, try and get some kind of counter-attack there, Tanaka. Maybe that's what she's feeling out there. On the edge again. Oh, and Tomonagi this time. Change of direction. 3 seconds left, and a Shido up for Umeki. And it's going to go into golden score. So golden score, 2 Shidos to Umeki, 1 more mistake, and it's going to be all over. And certainly Tanaka putting in the stronger attacks. And she goes again, Tayatoshi. And again, she thinks, well, I'll have another go at the Tomonagi or the Sumigeishi. looking to the other flank. It'll have to be another couple of really strong attacks to get Umeki up to the third Shido. They don't like giving the third Shido. They make them really earn it if they're going to win the title. And again, sacrifices. And if she's not careful, if she sacrifices too much and there's no breaking of balance, then she will get a penalty. Uchimata. Good attack. Tanaka just needs to keep the strong attacks going. And she can't be far off here, Umeki, from being penalised out of the contest. And again, drops underneath there, Tanaka. Well, it's a long contest. A lot of mates. And that Tomonagi has to break the balance. Possibility of a Shido here for Tanaka for the drop. And there it is. Gets the Shido. And that's the problem with it. And now Tanaka goes into another gear. Not far off there with the Uchimata. So both fighters starting to get tired. 1 minute into golden score. Big arm over the back here. Is she going to look for the other flank? And I think that Umeki's best chance is to go over the other flank. As soon as she pulls that arm in, there's a chance. The Uchimata's not going to work. Tanaka, she needs a couple of really good, strong attacks. But she... Oh, look at that. Ashiwaza nearly works. Tanaka. Oh, she gets a Shido. So now it's 2 Shidos each. And it's piling on the pressure here from Tanaka. That nice little twitch there from Umeki is what it's all about. Is it going to be the Newaza? And she goes for the Udigarami. Possibility here. Yes, she gets it. And she goes for the Udigarami there. I thought she was going to wrap it all up there, take the leg out for the Osai Komi, but she goes on to the arm. And it's the experience from Umeki that enables her to go through. She followed it down to ground. She wins the title at under 78 kilograms. And she wins with Konsetsu Waza. Plus 78 kilograms category, Sone in white, Tomita in blue. Left against right. Tomita looking for the inside grip. And she's onto the other lapel as well. So double lapel grip there from Tomita and Ashiguruma. Now can Sone fire back. Catches the sleeve. See how she snatches that sleeve off and tries for the Ochigari. Well, as soon as they get the dominant grip, they've got to go in. They fight so hard for grips, and that's a penalty, I think, for Sone and Tomita. So both of them, and I can't really understand that. It looked like Sone was doing the attacking, really. But anyway, they both get the Shido, and it means now that they've got to come forwards. I think it was for blocking out more than passivity. So now both have to stay in the area and put in full-on attacks. As soon as they get that Kumakata, time to go in. And they're having a problem with that sleeve, aren't they? As always. Is one of them going to change to the other side? Yes. So Sone drops in for the Seanagi there. But Tomita kills it dead. So the quality of the attacks is important here. Ouchigari normally leads into the Uchimata. And they'll be looking for that inside grip as well. Ouchigari there from Tomita. Often they'll do small Ashiwaza on the front foot, and that was an Ouchi again from Sone. Attacking the front foot either from the outside with the Ashiwaza or on the inside with Ouchigari. Trying to catch it there as Sone comes in towards Tomita. She was on the arm there, wasn't she? Just turned up against the arm. Only one arm on. Can't get the second hand on. Now, towards the edge. Pushing back. And they can't get out the habit, can they, of just being able to turn inside. No massive advantage, just backing them up, other than them pushing back. But doesn't seem to be happening that much. And just something wrong with the fingers there. A little bit of blood. Off she goes to get that scene to. Back now. Sone wants to go lapel first and then go onto the sleeve. Maybe she'd be better to go sleeve first and then onto the lapel. Now she has it. And again, no two hands on, no Kazushi. So the Kumakata letting both fighters down here. And I would say that definitely the Ashiwaza, Ouchigari be the best ones. And that switch there for Sone to the right, Cianagi has definitely got Tomita on her toes. Now she has the sleeve, needs to use it. Is she going to go in? Well, she doesn't want to go in there, and you could see Tomita just waiting to scoop that leg up there for the counter attack. So this is going to be Shido, surely. Because neither fighter are attacking. So both with 2 Shidos each on the board. So Sone, former Olympic and world champion, finding it difficult to get the form back. And it's into golden score now. And you can see that Tomita here, determined to run the former champion as close as she possibly can. And you can see that the coordination just not quite there for Sone. Oh, look at that. Ashiguruma this time starting to get a little bit closer. This is where the experience comes in. Tomita. Former world champion herself. Well, such is the depth, isn't it, in Japan. And they're battling it out. Trying to get the form back, get the coordination back. They know each other really well as well. You can tell that. 1 minute gone. Ouchigari here. Oh, not far off there from Sone. Just needs another couple of attacks and that third Shido would probably be given to Tomita. But it'll have to be clear. And it will have to be a strong attack. There's the Ashiwaza again. Now starting to open up here, Sone. Tomita will have to fire back. Trying to dominate the inside grip there. Well, Tomita will have to go in. And it's Sone now that's starting to pull away. Tomita, she realizes that she needs a big attack here. Last time, one more really big attack here from Sone and it will decide the match. And there's the Ashiwaza again. No-handed technique there from Tomita. And this has got to be the last chance. 2 minutes into golden score. Tomita on the back foot. That was better. No hands. And again, those no-handed techniques are what picks up Shidos and penalties. 2 Shidos each. They can't afford it. But the referee says, I want to see more. I want to see it clearer. Remember that the winner here is going to go through and represent at the Tokyo Grand Slam. So now, a bit more spring in a step now, Tomita. But it's always Sone, first in for the grip. Now she has the sleeve. Is it going to be an Ouchigari? Taetoshi, and that might be enough. That strong attack there might just be the attack that seals it all. And the third Shido then goes for Tomita. And it's Sone that steals the contest with 3 Shidos on the board for Tomita. Well, thank you for watching all the women's finals here at the Kodokan Cup 2025. And we look forward to seeing all the winners at the Tokyo Grand Slam in December.